Y'all, have you seen these beauty maintenance and glow up videos that be on the internet? I mean, you know, people been sharing these for a while now, just that I just now started to talk about it because I was just like, wow, I seen a couple of them and I was like, whoa. But over on TikTok, creators are sharing their extensive beauty maintenance routines that keep them looking gorgeous. And some of these beauty maintenance routines can cost thousands of dollars. And yet the girlies are eating it up. So today we're gonna look at the ones that left me the most intrigued. So let's watch some videos, y'all. Oh, she's gorgeous. Look at her skin and everything. All right, so medical grade and Korean skincare daily. Boot camp workout 3 to 4 days a week. Weightlifting 5 to 6 times a week. 10 to 15K steps a day. Eating a clean diet daily. Every meal consists of a protein, a clean carb, and a veggie. Taking supplements and peptides daily. Can do a separate video if interested. Hydrating sheet mask. Weekly. Blowout every week. Get extensions on nails every 4 weeks. Teeth whitening overnight every week. Sporting Smiles gels. I think that's the name of the company. Full body shave at least once a week. Besides legs, shave daily. Self-tanning 1 to 2 times a week. Sauna and steam room 2 to 3 times a week. And then monthly lash lift and tint every 6 to 8 weeks. Botox every 2 to 3 months. Masseter, I can't read. Crow's feet, forehead, 11s. 11s are the lines that be right here. Have done bunny lines, but didn't notice a significant enough difference to do it again. Cheek and temple filler every 18 months or so. Hair extension maintenance once a month. Brow shaping and threading once a month. Dermaplaning face. Wow, that sounds like a lot, but we cannot deny that this woman is gorgeous. Let's go over a couple of things. So now I don't know. I can't really say whether this is a lot or not because I kind of do a lot of the things that's on this list. But I will say there are a couple of things that I did want to point out. So for one, medical grade skincare is marketing. Anybody can really say that something is medical grade. Typically you'll find these kind of products in a spa or a derm's office. And a lot of times people think like, oh my God, you know, because my favorite esthetician, or they sell it at my dermatologist's office, that, you know, that it's like some highfalutin skincare. And sometimes they'll be really great products, but sometimes they're no different than things that you can get at like the drugstore or specialty stores like Sephora and Ulta. And sometimes you'll have medical grade skincare with a price tag that's quite up here, where if you got a prescription skincare that actually has, you know, that higher percentage of actives that some people might need, sometimes that might be cheaper than a medical grade skincare. So just do your research before you do anything. I'm not saying medical grade skincare is bad. I'm just saying that it's a marketing term. I would also be careful with supplements. People online, you know, they talk about all the supplements that they take and, you know, things that make them feel better. And I don't doubt that, you know, people are actually feeling better after taking these kind of supplements. I would just be very careful. Me, myself personally, I don't take any supplements unless my doctor's like, okay, you're deficient in something. And if they prescribe it, then I'll take it. That's probably only happened maybe once in my 43, almost 44 years of living. The thing with the supplements though, it's an unregulated market. So while you might have people who are using supplements and, you know, they get great results, they feel so much better, sometimes you don't know what's out there. These people can be selling you placebos and then telling you like, oh, it's, you know, it's this amazing thing. You're gonna feel great and you're gonna heighten your levels of blah, 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 blah. So just be careful, do your research. Me, myself, personally, I prefer to get my nutrients from my diet. Like for instance, I just had some blood work done, which everything was like so amazing, except my potassium levels were a little low. And instead of my doctor telling me to, you know, go down to the CVS or the Walgreens or something, go get a box of potassium pills, she was like, you know, just eat your green leafy vegetables, you know, bananas, you know, da-da-da-da-da. So I'm gonna eat some more green leafy vegetables. Now her workout and diet game, whoo, I aspire. Now her workout and diet game sounds impressive. I have gotten myself to a point where I'm like on autopilot when I go to the gym, but I also have a trainer. So, cause if I didn't have my trainer, I wouldn't know what the hell I was doing in the gym and, you know, that kind of thing. But once if you can afford it, I'm not saying you need to have a full-time trainer all the time. If you can afford it to have like that one session where they tell you, okay, this is what you need to do, and they show you how to use things, and then maybe you join a gym and then they have people in the gym that constantly tell you, you know, this is what you do, this is your form or whatever. Good idea to do something like that, especially if you have no clue what you're doing. As a matter of fact, you know, make sure you talk to your doctors and them first before you do anything, because last last thing you want is you gonna try some of this stuff and then you have a heart attack or a stroke or something like that, and then what you gonna do? Now, not everybody needs to aspire to the level of exercise and physical activity that Bree does every week. Her, you know, Bree's the gorgeous woman. Because first of all, if you have not worked out since '07, the last thing your behind needs to do is be up in anybody's gym 5 to 7 times a week lifting weights, okay? You gonna break something, and at our ages, we need everything. We need every little bone, every little muscle, we need our things, okay? But I think it is quite important that you do find yourself some sort of regular exercise activity that you can do, that you can keep up with, that you can increase in intensity over time. I work out with a trainer because I need, you know, adult supervision when I work out. The one time she gave me a workout to do when I wasn't with her, I misread it and I could have really injured myself. So myself personally, I need, you know, adult supervision. But strongly advise it, because especially if you are near my age, we're getting at that age where the hormone changes happen and it affects so much in our bodies that we have to do so much to be able to counter that. And if you're young, you start getting yourself used to working out regularly to where you don't even have to think about it. I'm very thankful that I'm on like autopilot when it comes to working out, because even when I don't want to be there, somehow my behind is in the shower, brushing my teeth and getting dressed and driving to the gym. Because you don't want to keep waiting like, oh, I'll do it when I get older. Nah, man. Stuff don't be right as you get older. And if you're older, it's not too late either. But, you know, everybody just work out, okay? Now, I was about to move on from Bree because Bree was telling us all the tea until I noticed this video where I was like, wait a minute, is she doing her own PRP treatment at home? Now, PRP can be amazing. It stands for platelet-rich plasma. So basically what happens here is they take your own blood, put it in a centrifuge, and they separate the plasma from your blood so you can get these really good nutrients that can help with a lot of things. It can help with inflammation. It can help with hair loss. It can help with acne scars. It can help, you know, rejuvenate the skin. I've had PRP treatments done. I've had some done on my face where I was just like, wow, that's amazing. And I've had, because I don't know what's going on. We'll have to do an update down the line on, like, because I was like, why are my edges thinning just right here? Just in these two spots, you know what I mean? So we'll talk about that later. But I had a PRP treatment there. You know, it pinches a little bit, but it is something where it stimulates growth and it can be amazing. And I did not know that you can do it at home, because Bree is showing us her whole routine where she's doing it at home. Now, PRP, like I said, PRP is amazing, but should y'all be doing it at home? I don't know, Bree's a professional, so don't even think like we on Bree's level here. I can't get some of y'all to turn the water down from hell hot in the shower, so I would definitely say you should not be doing your own PRP treatment at home. All right, let's move on.
Started my femininity journey, or like my feminine glow up, about like a year and a half, 2 years ago. I just want to tell y'all the things that genuinely made me feel more feminine, like in my feminine energy from the inside out. First thing is doing low impact workouts like yoga, stretching, Pilates. I think that really just lowered my cortisol. And also places where a lot of women frequented. I just found it was so much more empowering to start my day around a group of women working out. The second one might be a little controversial. Honestly felt dressing more modestly actually made me feel sexier and more feminine. I don't know, there was a certain classiness when I started dressing more modestly. Number 3, this is something that I have always mentioned. It is journaling. Really have found that starting my day with a gratitude journal really helped me tap into my feminine energy, helped me again slow down, helped me think. Number 4, really cycle syncing. Try out cycle syncing for a month. I have a whole YouTube video on it. It is adjusting your lifestyle to your cycle. So in the different phases, you know, you should be eating a little bit differently, you should be working out a little bit differently. Number 5, making things more dainty. I find myself going for, you know, a really classic glossy French tip or dainty jewelry or a tinted moisturizer, I found that I'm just kind of scaling things back. So these are the things that just kind of, you know, worked for me.
Okay, so that's Jazz Turner, and I have to smile from ear to ear every time I see one of her videos because I've seen a lot of her content before, and the content that I have seen from her, I just am so amazed that this woman is not even 30 yet because she seems so wise and so like put together and just wow. It's just like dang girl, you got it going on. Like if I had a little piece of that when I was, you know, in my 20s, that would have been so great. Anyway, what I like about Jazz Turner, now she'll give you this is my beauty maintenance routine and you know, this is what I get, and I'll show you some of those videos in a second. But what I like about her is that her content also includes ways that you can better yourself from the inside. Like I like that she mentioned the journaling. I like that she mentioned that when she works out that it helps her when she's around a group of women because then she is able to feel that feminine energy. Anyway, I just really like her overall approach to glowing up. It's not just a physical thing. It's also, you know, on the inside. It's also, you know, bettering your body. Now, I will agree with the Pilates. I did Pilates, I think maybe about 6 months or 7 months or something like that. I wound up stopped doing it because although it was like a 12-minute drive from my house, parking was like an issue. And then my attention span's not great. So there would be times the classes would be like 50 minutes long and I would be sitting in the class like 20 minutes in like, oh my God, when is this gonna be over? Plus, I think I benefit more from having adult supervision. So in a class setting with something like that, I don't think is right for me because I was like, am I even doing these moves correctly? Now, I felt amazing while, you know, I was taking the Pilates, but ultimately I stopped doing it because I was like, you know what? Let me just go see my trainer an extra day. So now I see her 4 times a week as opposed to seeing her 3 times a week and then going to Pilates. That way, you know, just made it a little easier for me. But like I mentioned before, try to find some sort of physical activity that you enjoy, that you can keep doing because, you know, we gotta stay fit physically, mentally, you know, internally, externally, all of that. All right, let's look at another one.
Y'all, before I really show you this before and after, I need to explain what's going on here. So I have facial balancing, and basically what facial balancing is you get a little filler, cheek, chin, wherever you need it. If you go to the right injector, she will balance your face. This time I went in and she's like, how about we do a little under eye filler? And I'm like, I don't need under eye filler. Also, I've heard horror stories of it migrating. She's like, let me do it, just trust me. She's like, you're gonna see instant results, but give it 2 weeks. So I marked it on my calendar and it's been exactly 2 weeks since I've gotten under eye filler. Look at this. That's crazy. Now, I'm not promoting filler, telling you to go get filler. The way I look so refreshed, and I just took that photo. Like, we're wearing the same thing. I just took that photo. My under eyes, I didn't even realize my under eyes were like that bad. So yeah, I will be getting this for the rest of my life. That's insane.
All right, so I'm no stranger to under eye filler. As a matter of fact, I've got like a whole playlist on it where I talk about it. And especially, you know, check out this video here where I talk about how I aged backwards. But yes, there are some horror stories when it comes to getting filler and Botox and, you know, these injectables. Quite often it comes from going to the wrong person or, you know. Under eye filler did so much to make me look more alert and refreshed. And like at 43, I was looking younger than I did when I was 33. You know, I've always had the hollows underneath my eyes, but with age, you know, as things progress and, you know, gravity takes a hold, you know, it started to look a little much. Now, the thing with filler, Botox, any kind of beauty treatment that you do, shoot, even with getting your nails done, you have got to go to the right people. Going to the wrong people can f**k up your shit. So make sure that you are properly vetting any person who is going to go anywhere near your face. All right, moving on.
I spend about $5,000 a month on my beauty maintenance routine, so no one can call me ugly. For starters, I get Botox every 3 to 6 months, give or take, for $1,728. Then I get my U-Part installs for $150, not including the cost of the wig itself, which is $1,140. Next are my facials and PRP injections for $500. Then body sculpting and EMS twice a month for $700 because baby gotta look good naked. Then I do laser genesis Assist, which is good for melanated skin tones, for $250, acupuncture for $145, epilation hair removal for $55, temporary eyebrow lamination with my brow gel for $19, eyebrow threading for $50, my Gel X manicures and pedicures for $250, and last but not least, DIY lash extensions for $9 because I don't have time to lay on no one's table for 2 hours. Okay, yeah, I think that's about it. Love you guys. Bye.
Okay, so wow. Okay, so she's not exactly shelling out $5,000 every single month, but that's like the approximate amount of how much her treatments cost, because some of them she doesn't have to get every month, you know, if that makes sense. Let's take a look at some of the comments. Somebody said, I appreciate your transparency, especially for the young girls. She said, this just made my day. Somebody said, why do I think all of these expenses are justified? Well, this woman is a beauty brand owner, so, you know, I ain't no accountant, but, you know, sometimes if you're putting into your appearance and your appearance is something that's going to help you with your business, some of these things, you know, they might be considered expenses, but, you know, you talk to your accountant. Somebody said, so I'm not ugly, I'm just poor. She said, girl, you a bomb. Somebody said, I can't believe you recorded yourself during acupuncture. I'd be too terrified to move an inch. I've never had acupuncture done. Have any of you ever had acupuncture done? Somebody just said, you just called me broke 5,000 times. She said, no, not even. You are wealthy AF, sis. Claim it. Somebody said, when I get money, this will be me. So the funny thing is, I consume a lot of TikTok. I don't really post as much on TikTok. And I actually don't get a lot of beauty content served on my For You page. As a matter of fact, this is the kind of stuff that I would get on my TikTok.
I'm gonna start laughing like Megatron at work. I'm gonna start laughing like Megatron because the way he be laughing like I'm about to start laughing like that. It's so fucking funny. He be like
So when I do videos like this, I have to actually actively go out and seek out the content. So for this, I actually put in the TikTok search, glow up routine, black girl, or beauty maintenance routine, black girl. And these are the kinds of people that it pulled up. And I did notice that a lot of them were light skin, very thin, you know, weaves. Not that there's, you know, anything wrong with that. I did want to have some variety in the video, but I was like, dang, how, like I'm scrolling. I'm like, wait, where the other girlies at? So if you guys know of any darker skin, TikTokers of varying body shapes and sizes, people with different hair textures, particularly kinkier hair, that do these kind of beauty maintenance routines, you know, toss some names in the comments for me, because I was like, come on, TikTok, like when you, like come on. All right, anyway, moving on. Oh, wow. Okay, so she says, point of view, you have a high maintenance routine to be a low maintenance girl. So, you know, essentially you do all of the things once and then, you know, you can just boom, 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 keep it pushing. I would consider myself that, except I'm probably a lot more, I'm like a mix of all of these girls, because I ain't even gonna lie to you. A lot of the stuff that everybody has said I've done or I do. I've used self-tanner before, of course. I haven't used it on my face yet. Now, not everybody gets it, but I like to use self-tanner. It gives a nice bronzy glow. You do have to get, if you know, the deeper your skin is, the deeper the tan is. I'm trying to remember the brand. I believe it was Jergens, but I also believe there was one from Saint-Tropez that I've used. And this is years ago when I bought it. So there may be additional self-tanner options out there for even, you know, they give you an even deeper color. And if you know of some, you know, drop them in the comments so that we, you know, we all can know. But yeah, not everybody's gonna get it, but if you get it, you get it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, it's cool. All right, moving on.
Let's talk about the body care routine that gives me the softest and glowiest skin. If you've been here long enough, you know we love double cleansing on this side, which is why I always start up with a bar soap, and here I'm using my exfoliating glove. It's been 6 months now since I stopped using my African net scrub. I've been using it my whole life, but I just find exfoliating glove to just work best for me. I'm using this niacinamide body cleanser from Youth to the People. I really love this cleanser because it really helps evening out the skin tone. Next is body scrub. I use a body scrub 2 to 3 times a week. It really helps to exfoliate and also get rid of dead skin. And my holy grail product is this Oxytocin shower oil. If you have never used a shower oil, I really recommend you do so because it locks in all the moisture and leaves your skin super hydrated. Moisturizer, I use this body lotion from Nivea, which is the best lotion in the market. Sometimes I also mix it with shea butter for more hydration. And lastly, for my girlies who likes to take a step further and love layering to make their fragrance last longer, I love this Vanilla Vibe body butter from Josie Maran. Super hydrating, will make your fragrance last longer. I know someone's gonna say it, but yes, the more melanin you have, the more glowy your skin will look.
Oh my god, she's gorgeous. She is absolutely gorgeous. Now, she did give me a little PTSD when she showed that Dove antibacterial soap. I started to feel a little itch, little pain in my body. Back in the day, I used to use those bar soaps. Oh my god, ouch, 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 ouch. Now I use beauty bars. I mostly use Dove or, you know, like some body washes and stuff like that. But man, me and Doll and them antibacterial soaps, no ma'am, we broke up. We don't go together anymore. And I think because of all of the products that she's using afterwards probably helped to counter that, but nah man, me and the Doll can't see eye to eye, but her skin is, whoo, gorgeous. All right, so since we've been looking at a lot of weaves, I wanted to look at someone with natural hair, albeit natural hair that she heat styles straight. So let's take a look.
So I cut my hair again. I mean, this might as well be a series at this point. I consider this more of a corrective cut because I really needed to bring my length up to match how short my leave out was. Naturally baby fine hair, a toddler who cares nothing about your hair routine, and breakage on top of that is a crazy combination. I find it so crazy how as hairstylists, we take care of so many people's hair, but then neglect our own sometimes. But at the same time, I will always be grateful to have the power to give myself a makeover whenever I want. That being said, I always underestimate how hard it is to cut your own hair. Like, do not cross-check my sections. Now that I set the length, I'm taking each new section that I pull down and cutting it at just a slight elevation. This creates a natural graduation and gives it some movement. Natural graduation is a really good option for fine hair. It gives you that look of a one-length haircut, but with the movement of having layers without losing some of your density. Then I did a really quick pin curl set, not for curls, but more so for body. I used a heat protectant during my blow dry and flat ironed it on low heat. Even though this particular haircut was out of necessity, I'm really feeling it. My leave out is blending and it definitely got rid of most of the see-through parts. Now this is the fluffiness that I'm used to. Listen, y'all high density girls cannot relate. This is for the fine hair girls. We be fighting for our life over here, okay?
Wow, another gorgeous girl. So she's a hairstylist, but there really are people out here that, you know, they could do their own hair really well. And congratulations. Nah, like no matter how hard I try, like, listen, I literally just got my hair done yesterday and I put it in, I did like these 2 twists and then wrapped it around. And usually that gives me like some nice like body or whatever. But I think because she actually flat ironed the hair that it's still a little flat at the top. So the twist didn't really come out so nice. And I was like, when my hair, like I like my, like a tease and pop with my hair, but that doesn't always come off really well on camera. So I was like, let me just put this little headband on here and just smooth it down, keep it pushing. But for all of you that know how to do your own hair, you God's favorite. It's okay. The meek shall inherit the earth. All right, so That dermaplaning and I, you know, when she was shaving her face, we go together like this, son. I use a dermaflash device because I find that it's the most gentle for me. I know some people are really good with like the blades that you can find like at the beauty supply store, but you gotta be careful because I did a series where I tried a bunch of different devices and some of them were ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. So you gotta be careful because you don't wanna, you know, have like any open wounds on your face and then you go put actives on there. And even sometimes you might think that the cut healed, you still might irritate yourself and just make matters worse. So be careful out there. But that dermaplaning, so basically what it is, it's physical exfoliation, but you're not only getting rid of dead skin cells, but you're also able to get rid of peach fuzz. And sometimes, you know, after a certain age, that peach fuzz be a whole peach tree. You know what I'm saying? Like even with laser hair removal, which, you know, it slows down the hair growth, but sometimes, you know, being over 30 is not for the weak, you know? Like, it's amazing, don't get me wrong. It's popping over here, especially over 40. Sometimes you know, it ain't for the weak. But if you wanted to know what I have done that at the age of 43, I look younger than I did at 33, you want to check out this video right here because I'm going to talk about how I aged backwards. And it's a fun watch, if I should say so myself. Click on it here and I'll see you there.